morning, my friends. Today we are headed out of my garden and we're headed over to my niece Katie's garden and her husband David. They are newlyweds, and for their wedding we gave them the gift of a garden. And I'll explain more about that once we get over there. And what I want to share with you in this tour of her garden is what it has meant to her, what the ups and the downs of the garden, etc., while they have had this garden for the last 2 seasons. They've been married 2 years now, 2 gardening seasons. And I'm excited to share, not only to have you meet them, but to share their garden with you. So let's head on over there. They live about 20 minutes away from us, so let's get over there. Okay, we are on our way. And when I say we, myself and my cameraman,
to this one again.
my cameraman Eddie here to help me through. All right, we're ready, Eddie?
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. All right, we should be there soon. Well, we have made it here to my niece Katie's garden, and we are going to talk about gardening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yep.
And when I first gave you the garden for your wedding present, what were your thoughts? Honestly.
I have known my Aunt Sherry my entire life and have witnessed her garden and even had chores of watering the garden growing up, and knew how special it was to you and the gift that you've had of it. And after just getting our house and getting married, it seemed like a exciting new project to take on, for sure. Intimidating,
You're
exciting.
right.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yes.
And you know what? I think one of my favorite parts was, so the gift itself, I gave you some tools initially, and then I gave you this bed, and so the bed and the dirt, and then you and I went off and went on a little gardening or a little shopping spree to get the plants for the original one. And I loved that. It was so fun, right?
Yes. Oh, that was one of my favorite parts about it.
Yeah.
I think just doing it together was really special. And you go to these flower garden places, and I had no idea where to start. And you really helped with what was easy, what we could grow, what grows next to each other, what doesn't. And it really made it a lot less intimidating. And it was very fun.
Cool. So let's look over at this bed here. So, and you now have 2 beds.
Yes, we expanded. 2. This is year 3.
Okay.
Of the garden.
It's year 3.
Year 3.
I was thinking it was year 2, but it is year 3,
year
right?
3.
Because you've been married to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what have you got going on in the bed this year?
So we have Brussels sprouts, tomatillos. In the middle row, cilantro, mint, and a little bit of basil back there. And then my husband David loves hot peppers. So back here it's different kinds of peppers and zucchini that is flowering as we speak.
Nice.
So a little assortment of, this is more of our everyday items with the herbs and the peppers, things we use a lot.
You know what I love about Brussels sprouts? Because these will, even if you get a frost, they'll stay strong. And then I always like to have at least one good batch of Brussels sprouts, you know.
And these were a big learning because we saw these leaves and we know what Brussels sprouts look like, but didn't quite understand
that they're all
they're all in the inside.
Yeah,
and these are the Brussels sprouts. That was an interesting learning we had this year. Not quite knowing what to do with these leaves, but it's all on the inside, which is very cool.
What has been like? What was your biggest challenge? Like, what did you go? Ugh, why am I doing this?
Watering.
Yes,
watering. Year 1 and year 2, we hand watered, which was difficult. And we'd go on vacation, and no one would be here to hand water. But this year we set up a drip system in both of the beds, and that has been a huge win for us. And we've had a lot of rain naturally, but the drip and the consistency of watering.
It's automated. Yeah, very nice.
And then we have an app for it, and we can turn it on if we notice it's too dry or we need to change anything, which is super cool. But the watering was definitely the most challenging.
Got it. And like, what has been the most fulfilling part of it? Like, how has it helped you grow? I always like, our channel is Grow You. And so how has it helped you grow as an individual just by nurturing and connecting with Earth like this?
Yeah. I mean, buy all of the small seeds or the little plants in the spring. And then, I mean, it did not look like this just a few months ago. And I think just the satisfaction of going from nothing to something with some love and some care is just, it's really cool. And then to come out here and pick basil for a recipe we have, and we've never been able to do that. And that has just been so cool to be through the whole process of it and not just buy it at the store or to be at the end. Like we did this. It's a very, we're proud of it for sure.
And as a couple, so as a newlywed couple,
Mm-hmm.
how do you, so that's been kind of a nice thing to bond together, like
Mm-hmm.
putting, oh, we need water, making these
Yes.
decisions
Yes.
together.
Yes. And our kind of the way it works for us is I do a lot on the inside and David does a lot on the outside. So he still mows and does all those things, but the garden really has been a joint effort, which has been really cool. It's no one's thing. We both went together to get everything for it. We planted the soil together. The bed that we didn't do, we built together, and being able to do that with the two of us has been really special.
Very cool. And we want to look at this one over here where you've got tomatoes going.
Yes, we have tomatoes, lettuce,
Hey, you know, and
arugula.
here's something with the lettuce. You know what's
Mm-hmm.
going to happen with these guys right here? You will end up with baby lettuce everywhere because those are all
Really?
lettuce seeds. Yeah.
Oh, I thought these were getting caught on it from the wind. See,
No.
I learn
Every
every day.
day.
Yeah.
Every day. Yeah. No,
Oh,
those are
very cool.
actually seeding. And that's what it's called bolting
Mm-hmm.
when the spinach gets up at this point of the summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so hot, but it's
Mm-hmm.
bolting, and those are actually seeds, and you'll end up with
I love that.
spinach everywhere. Well, be careful because sometimes it's good.
You mean everywhere.
Everywhere. With the wind, your neighbors will have lettuce.
Yeah,
Everybody
here,
will
you're
have
welcome,
our
everyone.
spinach.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very cool. So you've got the tomatoes
Mm-hmm.
and some onions.
Onions, we actually made a salsa the other day with peppers, tomatoes, and onions, and cilantro, which again was just a very proud. All of this came from our backyard and from our work, which
from
was
your
really cool.
garden.
Little strawberries,
Nice.
arugula, which I've read is better in the fall, not
It's a
the
fall.
spring.
And you know what you could do even
That
now?
was another
You
learning.
could get a packet of arugula seeds. Like
Mhm.
I would just pull that out
Okay.
and just get a packet of arugula seeds,
Mhm.
and they would be great right now because it's, you know, there's
Okay.
cool weather crops, that any kind of lettuce crops that you could
Mhm.
grow right now, that until we get even through our first frost here in Colorado, which it's going to be probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks out, probably, who knows, because this weather has been so wild. But yeah, that's what you could do, and
It's a great idea.
get the cool weather crops in here.
Yeah, I love that. That's definitely been a learning, is what is supposed to be planted when and watered how and next to each other and not next to each other. And you know, we went to the flower bin in Longmont and they had arugula, and we like arugula, so we got it. And it wasn't until we got home and it died very quickly that we realized May
cool
was
weather.
not the month.
Well, May can be.
It can be. We did have some flowers,
right?
And
They
these
came
were
off,
edible,
but
I saw, which we
yeah,
ate a few of those.
But again, I would say with most of your lettuce crops, get seeds.
Yeah,
they
I
just
love that
take
idea.
better, and they last longer
Mm-hmm.
than
That's a great idea.
banana does. But that's amazing. The stem on this, wow,
Right?
that is something.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. It got, I mean, probably this tall.
That tall,
and it
wow.
bolted, I think. Yeah,
Right,
that was
right.
Yeah, and this is a southwest facing wall, so this gets smoking hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
and
does.
that was another great part of us doing this together. Is we've talked about a garden in our house, but what my husband, but not really thinking about what gets sun, what gets shade.
Yeah,
we
how many
talked
hours
about
a
over
day,
here, because
right.
when we created these, we didn't have any of this around it, so we really had anywhere to put it. And that was a real help of where to plant as well. Is very important.
How much sun you need, like 6 to 8 hours a day,
right,
for your garden.
Right.
Fantastic. What are your aspirations moving forward? Like, what do you want to see from what you've learned so far?
Mhm.
Like, come next year, what do you want to see happen?
Well, the change with the 2 bins has been huge, and I think we've left room for a 3rd, which we're kind of, you know, treating ourselves if we do a good job on these 2.
Right.
But my biggest, I think my biggest next step would be to figure out new ways to use all of this, because that's something that we struggle with. I mean, we have, I picked it the other day. We have 8 huge tomatoes, and I think salsa immediately, but being more creative in the kitchen after the food is
Mm,
grown is the next step I want to take.
right. And yeah, when you can start doing a lot like right now, I just made lasagna with lots of slices of tomatoes in
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
What's that?
It's delicious.
It was delicious. It was
Yeah.
good. Fantastic. And any particular plant that you want to, like, you feel is a challenge that you want to overcome?
Um, because we didn't do so well with the arugula and the spinach, that would
Okay.
be
So maybe
a big
seeds
one.
next year, really,
Mm-hmm.
because have you grown from seed yet?
No.
Okay.
Nope. We've gone last year we went to the flower bin and bought them all as little
Plants.
green
Yeah.
plants and started in April and ended in about October. We've done that for 2 years. So expanding that too, I think
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
be very
And doing
cool.
seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes me happy. You know that.
Me too.
I love you so
Love
much.
you. Thank you.
All right. That's it from here. Thanks so much for joining us. Okay, so I am now back home, and I just wanted to bring this week's message home just a little bit more, and to really ask you to think about inspiring. If you're a gardener, who can you inspire with the gift of gardening to them? And again, as you saw how Katie and I did it, um, it's just, there's many ways we can do it. That was a more physical way, and it was a big gift way because she got married, and that was important. But if we all help each other grow, not even just in the garden, but in whatever your expertise is, if we can mentor someone and share it with them, it just made me feel so good to know that she is learning the things that she is, that I was her age when I was first doing my first gardens, and I had my own little set of mishaps, as all of us gardeners have along the way. But who can you inspire? Who can this channel is all about growing ourselves, and that's what I love about gardening. It helps us to grow in so many ways, to get back to the earth, all those things. And after we turned off the camera today, Katie and I talked more about some more beds and maybe doing more flowers, and the whole idea of doing seeds. Don't tell her, but I'm going to send her some arugula seeds, and and maybe some more lettuce seeds, cool weather seeds, and just the where you go from there, and the conversations that it allows you to have with the people that you care about, the people that you love, in sharing what you're passionate about with them. So that's what I wanted to share with you this week, is to just grow together. If we could all grow together more, wouldn't it be wonderful? Grow your possibilities, grow you. Be sure to share this with anyone that you think might benefit from it. And remember that if you subscribe and like and all that, it helps us to get more of these videos going, and yeah, to help with the passion of all of this. So until next time, next week, see you then. Bye.